Welcome to a Delco Nerd Network podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Ragucci, and this is Replay, Relive, and Re-Experience, or as we like to call it, Re3s, where, you guessed it, we do all three of those things to our favorite video game franchises. In this edition of Re3, we'll be replaying, reliving, and re-experiencing Rockstar's Red Dead Redemption in anticipation for GTA 6, hopefully in fall of 2025. Here to discuss, as always, the triple threat, Chris Trio.
Yeehaw, Gooch. Good to see you.
And, of course, returning guest, friend of the show, Casey Wellman.
Yo.
We're back.
We're back.
I don't know what that clap was for.
I know.
But
I like it, though. You're getting the energy on.
Nuevo
so
Paraíso, New Paradise, down in Mexico town.
Episode, chapter, if you will, 2.
2, yeah. Part 2 of 4.
Absolutely.
Trio, get us into it.
Let's go, Gooch. Welcome. That's the wrong one. I was looking at the introduction.
Were you reading my intro?
Yeah, I was.
It's nice to be welcomed again.
It was good.
Yeah.
You're all welcome once again.
2 in 1 day. We're tired. Trio's, he's hobbling.
I'm hungry. I didn't eat breakfast. That was a mistake, but we're getting there. All right. So we pick up with John after his successful attack on Fort Mercer, but it seems our man can't catch a break. It seems that good old Bill has made a break from Mexico to seek the aid of Javier Escuella, another one of John's former brother-in-arms. John sets his sights on the foreign land and makes his way across the river with the help of the drunken fool Irish, not before saying farewell to good old Nigel West Dickens. For this episode, we'll be covering the entirety of the Nuevo Paraíso chapter of Red Dead Redemption, ending with the mission and appointed time. All right, guys. So first episode, we went through some of the basic stuff. Now we're just going to get right into it here. What were your thoughts? What were your opinions on chapter 2 of Red Dead Redemption? Casey, starts off.
I guess classically, when I used to play, like Mexico was always one of my favorite parts to get to. Still is, but I really enjoy it. Just like I think you mentioned on the last one, like totally different setting. You feel like you're elsewhere, not just across the river. Like
literally is.
Yeah.
Like it's funny. You could look across and see New Austin, but
Right.
like you turn around the other way, and it's just like desert mountainscapes and like just different variety
It's more
of folk.
like treacherous.
Definitely.
Much more wild.
Almost
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say more like Wild West than American Wild West.
There's
Like,
a
it's
literal
weird-
war
yeah,
going
yeah,
on.
Right.
Yeah.
Treacherous is a good word for it, but I really like it. I am, as we're playing these, like re-experiencing. I kind of feel like I've been almost rushing to get through sections, and like I had to like consciously like slow down a little bit
Right.
at Mexico and like enjoy being in Mexico and like the environment, because I was like
Drink
the whole
some
time I'm
water.
like I want to get to like
Fast
tall
travel,
trees
yeah,
and like
yeah.
I was trying to like zip around. I was like, dude, I had to pump the brakes a little bit because
I
I do
totally
like it, and I
understand
was
it.
just like getting ahead of myself,
It
trying
is-
to progress.
It is long. Most of the meat of the game is definitely here, but I
100%.
felt like it was like too long. There is so much back and forth, like between like the
East
west,
and west,
yeah,
yeah.
like to a point. I'm like, that's what I was talking about in the first one with like I guess like the walking between missions, like even like, or sorry, not walking between missions, but like horseback on missions. But then you're like the mission, you're all the way in the west at the fort, and it takes you all the way east, and then you have to go all the way
Yeah.
back west. And I'm just like, this was like a bit poor structure on their
They
part.
definitely kind of use the train a little too much too. I think in this, like, there's like 3 different. I feel like
Train-oriented
train-oriented
things,
missions that are just the
yeah,
same train,
protect
on
the
same
train.
track,
Yeah.
which it's fun. But I definitely agree.
you go
that
to the
this-
same end of the track,
Yes.
back to back
Yeah.
missions if you do it how I did it.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it gets a little weird in that respect. I totally agree. I think visually, like we said, I do love Mexico a lot. I love how the soundtrack changes as you get down there.
Dude, the
It's so good.
what
I mean, the
forgot to
opening
mention,
shot when you get there.
You
Yeah.
you come up and you like crest the hill and this song starts. It's not just background
No,
music. There's
it's-
actual lyrics and all that. Like I was like, dude, what the fuck is this? And I was listening to it again. Like I love that.
There's one more moment like that will happen in Chapter 3. They do it even in Red Dead 2 once or twice.
Oh
here and
yeah,
there.
yeah. I don't know. Those moments are like
So
huge.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, with Unshaken.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
No, I think
Awesome moment.
100%. I think Mexico was a lot of fun. Now that you say that, Gooch, I do 100% agree. I didn't even think about how much meat. Of the,
yeah,
oh yeah,
yeah,
of like
yeah.
Ping-ponging back.
and even
Right.
ping pong back and forth. But
there's a lot there.
and there is a lot there. I will say the map's a lot smaller than I feel like it looks on the map. Like
Yeah.
going from like
Yeah.
the fort of going from El Presidio, like the fort to even just like
Chuparosa.
That's pretty short if you cut through on the train tracks. But
Yeah.
if you wind through on all like the roads and shit, it gets pretty annoying. I do find a lot of the characters a little bit more interesting in this chapter.
Yeah, I think it's just because
think
the narrative of the Mexican Revolution, is that what's going on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like real world wise, I think like that setting makes everything a bit more interesting as
For
to
sure,
what's going
that
on.
like political turmoil. And did you guys read the newspapers at all?
No.
Not really.
Understandable.
I never really do.
I totally understand. There are some things like you can read about the conflict before you go there. Like it'll be like saying like, oh, Allende attacked something down in Mexico, unrest happening. Like you'll see a lot of cool little stories that point towards things even after you get Bill. There's an obituary for him in the next newspaper that you get.
Okay, I'll be sure to try to get
So
that.
I think you get like Red Dead 2, you get the cheats from that too. There's like a quote on the bottom that you have to type in.
Yeah,
that
I thought
unlocks
it was the same in 1. I didn't look into it, but when I got the first paper you could get in this game, I was looking through to see if there's any like words that I thought was like a cheat code, but I didn't look it up because I'm not playing with. I was gonna play with like cheats to the gills,
right?
But I was like, I think you unlock them doing like the challenges and all that.
You're right. I think that is
because just today I got like the Deadeye level 3 cheat from doing Fort Mercer with like a silver medal or something.
Oh,
like that.
okay, yeah. All that stuff wasn't in the game originally too. There's like the explosives expert challenges. I don't remember that being in the game from the beginning.
The rifle,
yeah, and even like the dynamite stuff.
That's the last one for weapons that I'm like currently struggling with.
What?
But the explosive rifle. But that's, that's a tangent.
Well, so and
that's a DLC weapon.
Yeah.
Because I was reading up again, like going through the achievements, and it's like there.
But I did get ahead though. That's not.
That was the age of like really random DLC. There's a lot of really random DLC for this game of just like here's like the weapon pack, and it's I'm like
right,
okay.
And then there's like the liars and cheats pack. You get a bunch of skins. Like okay, whatever.
Yeah.
I totally forgot how I got us off that.
You were talking about cheats.
And we were talking about the newspapers and stuff like that. But yeah, it'll kind of talk about that stuff before you get down there, and even like it will start mentioning things I think that Dutch was seen at certain points too. Once you're in Mexico, like Dutch Vanderland spotted somewhere or other. But that is a cool little element. I do like the assault on the fort. That's one of my favorites when it comes to the missions. I guess
getting Abraham Reyes out?
Second. So again, they do reuse things in this. You get one with Abraham. And then you get one where you attack El Presidio, the Gates of El Presidio, I think is the name of that one. I like that one a lot.
That one's good.
It kept fucking me up, though, when I tried to jump off the cart when it was supposed to explode the gate.
I did it.
You have to go, like, next to it.
I did it 8 times, I think.
Dude, I think I did it 2 or 3 times.
Me.
I was like, what is going on? Like, why does it keep, like, veering off?
Yeah. And I do want to speak to some of... Have you been noticing any weird technical stuff while playing? Like
I
odd glitches and bugs of any kind?
No, I have not personally.
So there's just weird things with this new edition that I've noticed that I don't know if it's just like not specifically coded like right or something, but for instance, when you're protecting the train while all the guys are trying to jump on it in Mexico, there would be like a bunch of times where they're like going to jump and then they just appear like T post on the thing, and then they go in and stuff like. So I didn't know if that was maybe. That's just an example. It was like very random, sparse things like that. Nothing that really impacted gameplay or like. Really
I might have just
issues,
been like mowing them down
stuff.
too quick.
Yeah.
I don't know, like difficulty maybe. But I did have guys get on the train seemingly no problem.
I had I think a mission where like it was in New Austin and it was the one with the ranch that gets attacked by Bill's gang. You find like the
Plainview,
yeah, and it just like nothing would happen. Like the gang, the lawman like wouldn't move to the next location, so like it didn't progress. So I had to like reload. The saves are a bit weird in this game, like the auto saves and like the manual. It's old, but at the same time, it's like, why are you not auto saving like at all?
What do you mean? It's auto saving all the time.
I've had times
so on certain you have to trigger certain things. So like, if
it's not auto saving all the time.
But like it is auto. Auto saves very often for me, I guess is what I'm saying. Like I've never found an issue with the auto.
I finished
saves.
a mission and I did a little bit between. I think like what I was doing in that next mission. Yeah,
and then you died.
Like, shouldn't it just auto save at the beginning of the mission?
I've had it with like pelts, like where you're just I screw up and like I get through like a certain part of one of the mastery challenges, and then you die. I die, and it's like I had 3 out of 5 instead of 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know.
But
No, I'm
whatever
sorry,
it
go
is,
ahead.
yeah. No, I'm just saying. Like, I think I'm kind of in between the two of you
Right.
on this one, where I'm like, it could be a little better, but I just
It just didn't cause me
really
any
have that
issues,
many
I guess.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I guess it really hasn't caused me any issues. There's like that one time where I'm like, what's going
That's
on?
annoying.
Yeah, yeah.
And I mean, it's weird how you do only have 3 save slots, but it is very much Rockstar.
I just overwrite though.
Yeah. So what I
See,
would
I guess
do,
if I did 3 playthroughs and I got to the 4th, I'd be like, oh, jeez.
well, and that's I use it as
no
like 3
way.
separate saves, so I'll keep going like down the list and overwriting, so I at least have one that I can maybe go back to like a couple hours behind if something happens.
Oh yeah, I've
funny
only
the way
been
people
I've only been
manage
using
it.
Yeah.
I've only been using like one slot.
Yeah,
Period.
yeah. I use all 3.
I hear
so,
what you're doing. Yeah.
Interesting.
but that's like very Rockstar. Like GTA 4, it's the same thing. You have to go and sleep in your bed to save, and then it
Yeah.
auto saves at random times. GTA 5, I think you can just save from your phone anywhere, but it's still a similar idea where you do go home and sleep.
I think it's a menu save, isn't it?
I think it is. I know you do sleep or save when you sleep, but I think you can save outside of sleeping. I think it's like an option on your phone.
Dude, to be honest, I don't even remember if I ever actually manually saved. I
Right,
think
you
I
just
just
use
would
auto
Quick,
save.
play and it
quick
would
saves
just-
or quick resumes pretty nice on Xbox for that.
Oh, well, 1,000%.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so what do we think about, I don't know, character-wise? Anyone stand out for you?
Landon Ricketts for sure.
Definitely.
You know, he's kind of like
Go ahead, sorry. No,
he's
no,
kind of like a you know, like an American, like in Mexico, I guess, like being a lawman, and like he's like an ex-Civil War general, like really famous
He
gunfighter.
almost seems more like a vigilante. Like, I don't even think he's like a lawman. I think he's just kind of just being like,
right
he's doing
now.
like vigilante.
Wasn't he like just one of a
He was an
a
outlaw.
fastest
Yeah,
man?
he was
fastest
just a
hand.
famous outlaw before. Like, that's why he's like, I know you, Landon Ricketts.
He's the other guy I was talking about in the last episode
Mm-hmm.
with Bonnie. He's the other one that I was like, why are you giving me shit? Like, you're also like, I felt like when I would ride with him, he'd just like call you a bad man and shit. But then he'd be like, you're all right, John Marston. Or like,
Well, yeah, and I think that's him. Like, especially when you're first introduced, you're like, you're this gringo down in Mexico. You come and shoot a bunch of people as soon as you get to my town.
Yeah.
Oh, you think
was
you're
like-
some big gunslinger?
yeah, I guess it was like,
Let me show you how to
dialogue-
really shoot.
but, like
Yeah.
dialogue,
That I
like,
thought was
traveling versus like cutscene dialogue felt like juxtaposed.
That makes
The two,
sense.
but
like,
yeah.
just
but
didn't necessarily
he's
click.
a very small part of that part.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny. Like, people just like go away after your story's done with
Yeah.
them. Like,
It's like, I'm going to America
like,
again.
can you even see Bonnie anymore?
No, not
Really?
really.
That's
You
it?
can't- You oh no
Spoilers,
no
she doesn't
well,
come back.
Actually,
No, like
yo,
where
you
we're
do
at.
see her
Like,
again
where
in
we're
a
at,
mission.
I don't think I'm not.
I mean,
done
I
in the
did.
game.
Yeah,
Where
Don't
we're
worry,
at,
I'm not like actually like, oh, you
No, I
spoiled
know.
it.
But I mean, as far as yet, no, like you can't go back to the farm and like she's out and around and about or anything
and,
like that.
Landon
okay.
Ricketts just isn't in whatever his town is.
Well, because he goes to America. Remember, like he's like,
Oh, yeah, he fucks
I'm
off
leaving
with that.
Mexico. Yeah.
yeah.
After
Go
you free
home,
those guys.
John.
And I don't know where he goes if he
Yeah.
goes somewhere, but
He's one guy I was very surprised they didn't mention at all in Red Dead 2. To be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I
Just because
was-
he has such a legacy, according to John.
and he's like, no, he's like, oh, you know my name? He's like, everyone knows Landon Ricketts. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking
Yeah.
about? So I
Great
definitely thought he
Landon
would be
Ricketts.
someone that kind of popped up there.
So I was talking about last episode, like doing, getting like the $2,000 in gambling,
Yeah.
and then getting
2,000 chips. Yeah.
getting a gold on a mission. So the mission where you're with Landon and you do the gambling and then you kill like Hare Miller
Germany,
or whatever, the
yeah.
German guy. That mission is like a really easy gold.
Mueller, yeah.
I'm not really sure if you have to get gold on all the missions, but I know you have to do one for the all the achievements.
100%.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's the one I did it there.
Oh, can I just say one thing, man? Love all the stats in this game. I love
Yeah,
a good
it's pretty
stat
detailed.
list.
Yeah.
Give me everything.
Where's
Yeah.
like the 100%? Like,
How many
It's in
blades
the
of grass?
stats.
like
It's-
where? I couldn't find it.
It
There's
should
a
just
lot.
be in like there's like like the general tab.
Maybe
I
I-
thought.
maybe I was, like,
I feel like it
going
is
quick.
like pretty close at the top, but I don't
Okay.
know. I can't remember off the
Okay.
top of my head. I'd have to pull up the menu. But I've told Gooch this. My personal heaven is a stat menu. Like once I
dude.
die, like how many times did I shit? How many times
Yeah,
did I
you see it
like?
all.
Yeah, you want?
Did I
do you want
almost
people
hit someone? How
do you want
many
people to
times-
see that?
Just the most money. No, it's,
What's
it's
your-
just for me. I
what's
just
your
be
kill death
scrolling it,
ratio?
and then- yeah, exactly. How
I
many hours did I spend gaming total? Like,
Rockstar does a great job with that.
they
stuff,
do,
yeah.
man. They really do.
I go through my GTA Online one every time I get on.
Yeah,
I think, 'cause
it's so
rare
satisfying for
anymore.
some reason to me. I don't know what it is. I think characters wise though, what's his name does definitely stand out.
Ricketts.
Ricketts, but also
DeSanta?
No, Abraham Reyes.
He's
like,
weird.
He's just the worst.
Yeah.
Like so obviously the worst,
dude,
But people are just looking for anything. Like he's just smart enough to be the head of the like revolution,
Yeah.
but he's also just a
He's
total jerk off.
charismatic, like-
yeah,
I didn't. So he brings up, or like John brings up to him the fact that he's married almost as much as I'm talking about John's daughter,
Right.
all the time. Like, and he's like, yeah, like this
Yeah.
girl you married, and I'm like, why do they keep bringing this up? It's like the 7th time.
Well, it's because John is, I think, a good man, and he's like, "What the fuck are you like this? He's like, this peasant girl thinks she's gonna be your wife."
But I think I got it like the 3rd time.
You
Sure.
want her?
Yeah.
yeah. Like every mission, he's like, oh yeah, her, Wendy, you know, like no,
Laura, gotcha, yeah, and then,
Oh, my love.
and then he's like,
and
"Oh,
he's,
Laura,
and he's
I
fucking
see."
the girl in the beginning.
Yeah.
And, like you know, like it's funny. Both sides of this conflict, where it's Reyes and DeSanta, and then what's the other guy?
Allende.
Yeah, they're all shitty.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you kind of think like, you get in there, and I'm like, okay, I'm working the government angle, like I'm working with the government,
Yeah.
and then they turn on you, and then you go to Reyes, and they kind of turn on you, but like not really.
So how did you?
They just kind of use you.
How did you play?
And they all, yeah.
But
yeah.
I think he's actually, but Reyes by the end he is genuinely trying to get you your help. Like he gets you. Your help pays off. He's like,
See,
yeah, I need help, and he got him the people he was looking for.
I don't feel it's genuine.
It doesn't matter though. It happened.
No, it's
like
it's
what-
mutual backscratching.
Yeah, it's mutual.
Yeah,
I think
for
that's as
sure.
much
The
as it
government
is.
I just don't like it.
The
That's
government
fair.
angle is a dead end where
Reyes actually helps him out, and he
Reyes,
even
yeah.
talks about
Right.
how like he's like, John Marston, I was supposed to shoot you next week because he's been working for the government. I did think it's because you can play those missions in
a lot of ways.
bunch of
any
different ways.
order, yeah.
So you like, how did you play it? Did you just play all of like DeSantis first and then go to more of the Reyes side, or did you kind of intersperse
I
them?
think I had like a mix of like one or two, but mostly DeSanta and then Reyes.
Is that how you would do other missions too? I'm actually curious about this with you
No,
too, Casey.
no, I
Like,
kinda-
was it like just anything that's near you, or you're like, I'm gonna finish off Bonnie's missions first, or I'm gonna
no,
finish off. No, okay,
I zigzag.
I like it.
A lot of where I'm at.
yeah,
You know.
makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Or it just wasn't interesting to me at the time. Like the Marshall, I was like, I did all that before I did most of Bonnie's.
Right.
Like, whatever I could.
Okay.
Because they even in the beginning
Because
too,
I've done
they
it so many
definitely
times. I'm like, I
yeah.
don't care about that.
Who gives a
I
fuck?
have to do it, but I don't care about it right now.
Sure.
It is interesting because
I had
I
to get
do like
into
how they
it.
give you that freedom,
Yeah.
but it can also be like, I feel like you can get to points in the story where they're saying things and you're like, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
true, depending on how you play it. Because Rick gets at one point is like, you can't keep playing both sides of the fence, John, or you're gonna land on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, what if at that point you'd only been helping him? Like, I don't know. Like
Right.
it's like that doesn't
Right.
really make any sense.
Yeah. Well, clearly there's an intention then by the developers that you should be going back and forth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I find like the leaders of these groups pretty interesting because I feel like, and John even mentions it, like the Dutchness of them.
Yeah, the charismaticness. Yeah.
Right. They're kind of like, yeah, like again, like,
All cut from the same cloth. Like,
right. Yeah. In terms of leadership. And he's like, you're no better than Dutch, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
Let me.
Yeah.
You're no better. I can't. Give me the.
better than Dutch.
Give me the-
Wait, who are you,
You
trying
gotta
to
be
do?
like
John.
yelling. You gotta
I
be
need
gotta do
John.
the yell on the.
It's kind
the
of
back
got to
of the
be a
horse.
little scratchy.
You're no better than Dutch. You're no
Yeah.
better. I can't
That was
get,
good.
I can't get back there. I was there.
It's all right.
Yeah.
You'll find it again.
It's gotta be like lower.
Yeah, it's back in here.
You're no better than Dutch. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting there. John
Bill,
Marston.
This gets me into John Marston. Bill, I've come for you.
Yeah,
Like that
yeah,
type
yeah.
of stuff. I don't know.
Bill Williamson, I've come for you. I
That's
got
it,
it. I
that's it.
fucking found it.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're no better than me.
Yeah.
shit like
There you go.
that.
You're no better than Dutch.
Lock
Okay.
it in.
Yeah. I just felt like it was like very
Every
clear.
episode will have like a John Marston practice.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
And then
Get
we'll go,
ready
there
for-
it is.
for
and then
our
we'll stop
moment.
talking that way.
Yeah, I felt it was cool. Like again, and in the first episode, I compared it to like the Gray versus Braithwaite conflict. Like this kind of felt like the same thing, except probably
Like you're getting embroiled in local politics, but this is more government. Like this is more broad stroke. Yeah.
yeah, and like they don't really get into the politics of it. Like is the government communist? Are they communist?
I think
Or
it's a
are they-
dictatorship, but it might be like a communist dictatorship.
But I think the one side is communist. They talk about it.
I think it would probably be Reyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't.
yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense.
I think the government would be like fascist.
yeah, like a dictatorship of some kind. I don't know what.
Strong, centralized, like
right,
Yeah.
right, yeah.
I mean, the
Fear
way
of
that they're
God,
like, they do. I think what's the army's clearly worse. Like Reyes is worse in a manipulative way that he's obviously using
him
these
as a
people,
leader, and he's talking about like, oh, I'm gonna have millions of wives.
he's like, now I have,
Yeah.
I won, like it's just like seems like a game
and I'm gonna
to him
like
almost.
spread my seed, my
Yeah.
like. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah,
this is
he's like,
weird.
what? I'm fucking all these people. That means it's gonna be everywhere. I'm gonna be everywhere.
Yeah.
But like, whereas the other guys are just so clearly terribly evil
Yeah.
in the way that they're like sadistic, and like they're taking all these women and just executing prisoners.
Yeah,
and
you
like,
see that a lot where John's just like casually
and
walking
he's just
by
like,
an
I guess I'm
execution.
just and that's where I think you come from. Like, John's not a good person. Like,
It's
he's doing what he has to do in that moment, and he's like, yeah, he'll make a mention to
I
them. He's
think
like, oh,
they're-
that's how you treat women. I see.
And yeah, again,
they're
but
just
like you won't-
survivors.
yeah,
Like, they're like,
He's
exactly.
clear, like
What's gonna help
this conflict for sure, like not taking sides. Whereas like Dutch with the Braithwaite Gray thing, like started to take a side and like.
Well, but no,
and,
they
like,
didn't. That's the whole thing with the Dutch. They don't take a side, and then they both find out, and they start, and then they kill the gang. Then that's what happens.
Well, like they end up killing the Braithwaites, so they.
Right. But I'm saying the Braithwaites find out that like that you're playing both sides, and that's why they attack you. Right. And then the
I guess
Greys
in the
also
end is
don't
what I
like you.
meant.
Yeah. The Braithwaites, I guess you just
So
get
like
the actual catharsis.
it was like the same sort of like conflict, but like I guess like the conflict was bigger, but like the outside role was smaller, being
Yeah,
just John,
yeah.
not just this gang.
You're just this random gringo coming to town.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like
working
that.
to get information, but again, I like talking about you, Casey, when you were talking about the inconsistencies with John, like how far along he's willing to go, and he's like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you if you don't give me my information," and I'm like, "Dude, how long are you gonna keep saying that?" And you just keep doing another mission, another mission, like.
I'm getting real tired of your shit.
Yeah.
He's like, and then he's like, all right,
Now you
two
give-
more servings of shit.
You
please.
give me that
like,
information, or I put a fucking bullet in your head.
Yeah, it does.
You don't want to get on
well,
my
it
bad
feels like
side,
he just
DeSanta.
All talk.
he all of a sudden kind of reaches his tipping point. He's like because that one point where it is the final like ending of the army story, at least when they try to trap you and you take care of the train. He's like, this is the last goddamn thing I'm doing for you guys.
That's another.
No, it was though, and he's like, this is it. I better get Javier after this one, and that's when they try to kill him, and then he gets rescued by Abraham.
Good news for you, my friend.
Yeah. But no, I agree with you, Gooch. Again, I think I think there's a little too much padding in this area.
Yeah, like the Louise
you don't feel
stuff
it as
where
much
you have
in
to
the first
drive
one,
her
yeah.
sister like to the boat where she like goes away.
Right.
Like, what is the point of this?
Yeah, I don't think we.
lot of
Again, I
filler.
think it's to show like that side of the struggle, like the true believer of the revolution that's been kind of like seduced
lost
by-
everything to
yeah,
it.
yeah, that has
Yeah.
real reason to believe so, but is following a kind of shitty person.
Yeah.
And can't see that ultimately.
Terrible shit. And
Yeah.
in like his, I guess, Reyes's wake with Louisa, like her whole family just destroyed.
Yeah.
And then that's
And
where
he
you
just
see
doesn't
John.
care at all.
No.
Yeah.
And then
And he
John,
doesn't run
and
it
that's
yet.
where like you see John's like he knows it's wrong, but like
He's trying to save his
he's still
family.
going about his own
Yeah.
thing. Like,
Trying to save my family.
Where am I? Where's
got
my
it.
wife and child? Where's my wife and daughter? I mean, son.
yeah.
My son.
Where did I bury my dead daughter?
Right.
Yeah.
Who? Like now John's an old man.
Yeah.
Who? Don't you look into it?
Yeah. Oh man.
Uncle, is that you?
Uncle. Again, it's
You're
funny.
the
I
Bago.
didn't even realize they mention
Jesus
Uncle
Christ.
as early as they do in this game.
Yeah,
When
but
the
like
first
once,
time, yeah,
and
it's
that's
just
it.
because I think it's in the first chapter where Bonnie's like, or maybe it is this one. I can't remember
This
who
guy,
asked him.
Uncle is talking
He's
about
like
the
taking
Bago all
care,
the time.
Uncle's like taking care of my place. And they're like, oh, okay, and then that's it. And then you
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
think about it later. It's funny, even like some of the stuff you end up seeing in this game. I remember like at the beginning being like, oh, well, that's probably not something we'll end up seeing, or like even like really getting a look at, or like this is where it's going to end, and it doesn't. It goes even further. Kind of like how Red Dead 2 ultimately does too, as
Yeah.
well. I mean, there's basically a whole nother half a game in that game. But
Right.
when it comes to John, yeah, I think those definitely are the standouts. I think character-wise there are some interesting ones, but I do think the New Austin ones stand out for me a little bit
There's
more.
not a lot of stranger missions until the end, and there's like one or two, and you're quickly like they're gone.
Yeah,
from
there's the one
Mexico
with the-
region.
the-
but that kind of
Like
makes
the
sense.
Daedalus and so on.
Yeah, there's
Like
the
I know there's
opium
the
guy.
Aztec Gold
Yep.
one. I did a lot of.
I don't remember that one.
Is the actor down there?
No. That's up in.
didn't do
he's
him yet.
The actor, which the
guy
the
making the
director?
movie,
Oh
yeah.
he's only.
Oh, is that in
he doesn't
Armadillo? Like he's in the theater?
Yeah. I was gonna say I couldn't remember if
He
there was
shows up
one
again
down
in
there.
West Elizabeth. That's where you finish his thing at.
Yeah, there's just but there just seems to be not a lot down in Mexico.
There's the flying machine one, which is fun.
Oh yeah, I gotta
yeah,
get the shit for him.
Yeah,
I
you
found
can't
him.
get that until you get to West
Go up
Elizabeth.
to-
The
Hey,
papers.
Is that you, Da Vinci?
Yeah.
Like now Arthur or now John's just like an old man.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, were you Leonardo da Vinci? I know that guy.
Is this Assassin's Creed 2?
You do meet the stranger down here again. You chat with him.
Yeah.
I don't think he has you.
No.
No, I think he does have you go to like the nurses' coven or whatever and do something.
Oh, the sister
yeah,
from Red Dead 2.
Yes.
She's in this game.
Oh, that's the same sister?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the same
Oh,
black
wow.
sister.
I didn't know. Wow.
Yeah.
What, the one that's in Saint Denis that you have like heart to heart with?
Yeah.
Oh, I was not
Yeah,
aware.
I knew
Dude,
that.
you're giving me fun facts.
The one you go talk to about Eva?
Yes.
She
Yeah.
explicitly says that it's her?
No, it is. Look at the wiki, dude.
Oh, okay.
It's her.
Oh, the wiki
pretty
says
cool.
it. No,
It's her.
Was
Yeah,
it like the
okay.
same character? Like you're saying
It's the same
books,
character.
The book's the same and all?
Yes,
Nice.
it's the same character.
That's
wow.
cool.
I mean, I imagine in Red Dead 2, she probably alludes the fact that she goes to Mexico. I guarantee it. And I want you to look it up right now. It's just actually pretty important because she plays a huge part in Red Dead 2 and Arthur kind of
Mother
opening
Superior.
up. Yeah.
Mother
And
Superior Calderon.
Mother Superior's at you.
Oh, okay. So Red Dead. Okay, so she is in both. It's saying.
Yeah.
Formerly known as Sister Calderon, is a recurring character in the Red Dead series, appearing as a minor character in Red Dead Redemption, and a supporting character and a stranger in Red Dead Redemption 2. Wow, I was unaware, Gooch. I was unaware.
I'm teaching you things today, Trio.
You really are,
Better
man.
watch your back.
That's true. All right. Wow. Fun stuff. All right.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. I'm glad I remembered that.
Yeah, it's
because
good fun.
that mission was also weird. Of
Where did my
you save her and then she just dies. There's a lot of fucked up shit
Yeah.
going on in Mexico.
Yeah.
No, there really is.
It's not as zany as it was in America. Now
No,
it's just
more serious
it's just
for sure.
fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, and even when you find Luisa for the first time, she's being tortured and stuff like that, and or she's in a prison cell.
Yeah,
and
she's
you
captured.
rescue him with Landon.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I think a pretty action-packed chapter. A little long in the tooth, a little bit too much reuse of some of the gameplay. elements.
Yeah,
So,
and then I guess our culmination of getting to Javier, and I kind of they're it's not drawn out, but they have a lot of dialogue, the two, and there's nothing in huge detail, but I do like how I think it's with DeSanta they're talking about. No, Reyes is talking about Escuella before he went to America to join Vanderlyn's gang, and how he was they describe him in a specific way. I think it's a romantic, but a revolutionary, but he actually was the opposite or something like
interesting, because I know in
He-
Red
he
Dead 2
wasn't
he
as-
mentions how he can't go back to Mexico because he has such a high wanted.
I think they said he was like a
Thing.
dog. Didn't they call him a dog?
Right.
No,
Something
wait, that was DeSanta. I think. No, that was the other. Not Allende, and it was DeSanta's counterpart.
Oh,
That
he's
captain,
dude,
the
he's that
Portland
captain.
dude.
He's a dog we let out to hunt sometimes, or
Right,
something
right,
like that.
right,
I was
right.
thinking that was how.
Yeah,
I think they called.
I think Reyes
Javier-
mentions him as he was a revolutionary, but he was more of a romantic about it.
thought they called
than
him
he
a
was,
killer.
a fighter.
I thought they called him a killer. I don't remember that.
Yeah, I can't remember specifically either, to be honest. But still, interesting nevertheless. I do like that moment where he finally has his confrontation with him, and he's he's trying to talk to him. He's like, "Come on, John, what's going on, brother? We're all cool. We didn't know you were alive, man." Just trying any which way to weasel out of it.
Yeah.
And then we get the moment where John, like we said in the last episode, where he's like, "Listen, it's either you or me, and I think it's better if it's you," or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then you chase him. You can either kill him or take him in alive. I took him in alive. I don't know about you guys.
I think I brought him in alive. Yeah.
He's really, you can get him real
I got
easily.
the line. Escuella was always a torn man. A cynic desperately wanted to be a romantic. Javier would die fighting for what he believed in, and he had a lot of passion, but no love.
I don't even remember that.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Is that Reyes saying it?
Yeah,
Oh.
to John. Yeah.
It's probably when you're going to do the train mission. Another train mission
so it was a
with him.
cynic, but I remember him in Red Dead 2 kind of being a bit passionate.
For sure, and
But-
he's singing at the campfire all the time. I actually like him a
But
lot
again,
in
no
Red
love.
Dead 2.
No
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
I didn't have love for Mexico or the people,
Yeah.
but was playing the revolutionary because it suited his situation. And
Interesting.
yeah, sorry, what were you saying right before that?
No. I was just saying it's a great time. I do think, like you were saying, though, there's a bit too much meat to it. Surprisingly enough.
Were you talking? Sorry, you were talking about killing Javier.
Oh yeah, did you kill him or capture him?
I captured him.
Yeah.
Was it? Does it matter?
I don't think it changes it. I assume it just changes that cutscene where you just give him to him dead.
Yeah,
and then that's it.
So it is funny the way this the chapter ends, because like you bring Javier dead or alive to
The cell.
Ross and you bring him back to the
car,
yeah.
which is cool. And then you go back and then you find Bill. And I was actually really annoyed.
You can't.
Reyes killed him.
Yeah, and you can't. So I've tried dead-eyeing both of them at the same time.
He
Abraham
always kills him.
Then Reyes kills him.
Always.
Yes.
Even if you shoot.
Even if you shoot, you can't shoot Reyes.
Wait, what?
So that moment where they come out of the wagon, and Allende has his gun to Bill, and he's like, "Take him, I'll go free."
Right. You let me go. I'll give you Bill. Yeah.
If you just shoot Bill, Reyes shoots Allende. If you shoot Allende,
I hear.
he shoots Bill, and it doesn't no matter what, they both always die.
No, I mean but you can shoot and kill Bill yourself.
Yeah.
I let him kill both.
If you wait too long while he goes through his diatribe, he just kills him.
I think I killed Allende while he was driving, and then it was
well, he's in the back because he gets out.
No, he's in
you're
the
right.
armored
You know what it was? I
carriage.
killed Bill. He was driving, right?
Did you kill Bill?
No, they were in the back of the
Dude,
wagon.
who was? I thought one of them was on the front, and
No,
I
there's
killed
just
him.
two
and
random
then,
people.
And then it was
They're
like
soldiers.
okay, because I feel like there was a part where I remember being like, I just shot him in the head, and then the cutscene starts, and then it's Bill, and I'm like, I thought I fucking killed him.
Yeah, no.
I'm trying to. I think I probably killed Bill.
Yeah.
And didn't even think about it. If Reyes shot,
Then he
Allende,
pops Allende, and then he's like, "Mexico is mine."
I'm just like,
very
dude,
good.
what the fuck? This
Yeah.
is so anticlimactic.
I wonder if I wish you could go back and look at your choices, because I don't remember how that shook out. I just they just die.
Either way, they die for sure. So there's
Yeah.
no way to not have you can't take Bill in alive.
I didn't expect to the two birds with one stone. I kind of figured Bill would escape again, and you get Javier. But I was surprised
Now
to
it's
see
little old
those.
Dutch.
It would have been interesting if Bill kept leading you to other people, and
Right.
Yeah, that would actually make sense.
Right,
yeah.
but then
Right.
don't they? Somebody mentions that they think they saw Dutch in Mexico. So.
I think there's a bunch of rumors about where he might
where
be.
he might be.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a mention of where he might be, and it's not New Austin, or sorry, it's not West Elizabeth or wherever they say he is.
Right.
But yeah, then the Pinkertons or the two agents tell you that, hey, he's been sighted up the street. So and that's where we leave off.
Did you ride up there yet, or did you
No,
just
I just
stop?
saved and
Oh, okay, yeah. So I finished all I've been up there. I did a lot of the ambient challenge.
I've been all
Now
over.
I have my Legend of the West stuff finished up.
Yeah.
So I have the
Or
outfit.
sick dusters.
Yeah, it's a sick duster.
And
Oh,
yeah, tell me
Slick.
about it.
can't wait. You'll get it.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Oh, I will.
You definitely.
No doubt.
Anything else though on Nuevo Paraíso, gentlemen?
So I was looking at the wiki, and apparently this part of the game is called Mexican Revolution.
See, and it is interesting because I
looked
always
at the
got
wiki.
confused on what I thought Allende was the president, but there's a higher up president that they're marching to the Capitol on that you just don't
right.
ever see.
Yeah.
So that part kind of confused me. I remember when I initially played.
Yeah,
But-
he's got a boss.
Yeah, he's got a boss
they're
ahead,
not
yeah.
involved, yeah. It's like
Yeah.
a middle management power struggle.
Right.
Yeah, well, I guess that's maybe not. I think Mexico Revolution is just what that encompasses, but the game is actually not that part of the game might not be called that. I don't know.
I think it's just there's
top-
Act 1,
the
2,
topic,
3,
yeah.
and the epilogue. Really, well, it's really mostly how it's broken out. But I just didn't think it was worth us breaking the last one into 2 episodes for the chapter 3 for Act 3 and the model or the epilogue.
Yeah, I mean that would yeah.
It makes more sense on Red Dead 2 because it's a whole nother 8-hour game.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah,
there's a
with
lot of
this,
people didn't like.
and they're psychos
With a
No.
slow montage of the farm build.
But dude, the cover shot of Red Dead 1, dude, come on.
when he makes the cover shot. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so good. Yeah, it's
But
very good.
obviously, we probably don't get that.
No. Which is funny and then I guess Arthur's holding. Oh yeah, he has a pistol right on the cover of Red Dead 2. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the shotgun.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
It is.
So that is the funny thing.
Oh, I put it back up. While you were when you went
yeah.
upstairs to go to the bathroom in between episodes.
I do think it is interesting how much they do really
Everyone hear
just.
that?
Oh yeah, you can see it.
You can barely see it.
Oh, you can.
The Red Dead one?
Oh,
Red
well, at
Dead
least
2?
where I'm sitting. No,
Oh.
Red Dead 1.
Yeah, I can see it. What was I gonna say?
We were talking about the epilogue.
Yeah,
Lumping them together.
yeah, it's gone. It's
The
not.
shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
but
shot. Yeah,
The farm montage.
right.
I'm interested
Yeah,
to
it's
see
gone.
how the game finishes up. I don't know.
Oh, I remember. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, story-wise, it is very interesting how much they make some pointed, like, statements of facts of like how the gang works, but it is really rather open-ended when you go back and like
Which I
play
guess
this.
is good.
It is, and it
Yeah.
works well for.
It's not
how
like they
Red
said
Dead
these
2
like,
felt.
blanketed statements and they have to follow that blanketed
The
statement.
only
'cause
one
they-
that it does just still feel kind of weird to have like zero mentions of Arthur.
Right.
I don't know.
Maybe
but also at the
John-
same time, none like Sadie's not mentioned. All of these other people. aren't
I
mentioned,
thought
but-
about it, and maybe John has just really moved on from that point of his life, and he's just not talking about it, which I think can easily like.
And it makes sense 'cause he's
especially for,
dead.
like a guy.
Like, there's no
for
reason.
men,
Yeah,
and,
for
like,
sure.
You know their trauma, like
Well, it's like 10 years
stereotypically keeping it in, not talking
You're
about
my
it.
brother, Arthur.
Yeah.
I know. I know.
No,
God, it's so good. It's so good.
you're my brother, Arthur.
I know. And then he hands him his hat.
I gotta take a shit.
Bill Williamson. Anything else, gentlemen? Do you think that covers us for Nuevo Paraíso?
That was so funny. No, yeah.
Fantastic.
Meaty
pretty
chapter, but like, yeah, it's very different from the first.
It's
half
like a
of the game.
stepping stone. The first, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's just, obviously that's the point of it, but it just kind of bridges the start of the game to like the last act. I feel like.
Which, again, I don't really know
Very cohesive way, yeah.
Where it's going, like in terms of like the mission structure.
But you
and,
know,
like,
like what happens, broad strokes, right? Like, do you know?
I don't really know how we get to Dutch, but I know
Right,
we're
but you
going
know
to
what?
get-
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm just interested to see how it plays out. Like,
A lot of
That'd
that
be
stuff
cool.
does
You'll
connect
like
to the
it.
second one too, actually, which is interesting, especially with how he works. But we'll get there.
because I mean, Red Dead 2 does kind of end like that, where like you find Micah and then Dutch just comes out. You know, here I am. You know,
And his nice puffy coat.
yeah,
John.
yeah. John.
My boy.
John.
I don't know if I can do. I
He's got a tough one. He's great.
Vanderland. I have a plan. I don't know.
I have a play. It's like there's like pitches in it and stuff. It's
a plan.
Arthur. Arthur.
so funny. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for watching. You can usually watch these live on twitch.tv/Delco Nerd Network. We are not recording this episode live, though. We are found on all your favorite podcast services. Just search Delco Nerds on your podcast app of choice. We have a YouTube page, a Discord channel, Facebook page. All that good stuff will be linked down below as well. You can find all this information on our website, DelcoNerdNetwork.com. You can even email us your comments, questions, or concerns to DelcoNerds@gmail.com. We're happy to respond to you, I should say. But for Gooch, for Casey, I've been Trio. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay nerdy, and we will see you next time.